Hello, everyone. Hope you are all doing fine on this beautiful evening. Just want to go over some of the things that you are going to run into in Module 13. So at this point, in Module 12, you should have developed your prototype. You should have kind of fleshed out all the details, run it by your supervisor, and attempted at least to just do a soft implementation of it. In the business world, we call this a minimum viable product. I mentioned that last week. This week, what you're going to be doing is you are going to be testing it. So you're actually going to be really like digging in and trying to collect some actionable data that you can then go back at the end of the week, talk with your supervisor and say, hey, this is what worked, this is what didn't. Here's some of the pivots that we have to make, and here's some of the iterations that we can build on this base model. So look at your time on task. Obviously, day 1 and 2, start watching the video. And then read all your materials. Make sure you're doing your unit reading. As always, start on your HCD work and then get an early Yellow Dig post in. After that, engage into your internship activities, all those things that you've been doing. Keep up with that. Make sure to check in with your supervisor, set up an appointment to speak with them at the end of the week. Then a couple of hours need to be dedicated to testing and gathering feedback from your prototype. And this really should be across the week. So it should not be an isolated incident. It shouldn't just be one thing. You should be doing this for multiple instances of this, so you can get a nice cross section of data. And then finally, Saturday, Sunday, finalize that Yellow Dig conversation and your HCD post. You're going to see the video here. Obviously, let's go on to the next piece. And let's take a look at the template that you're going to be using this week. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open that up. Make sure that my video comes. There we go. And make sure that read through this before you enter any answers. I'm noticing that there's a little bit of drift from the start to the finish. This can be cumbersome. However, if you read through it, then you can kind of build a nice arc from the start to finish. Your pre-work, this is again where we want to see the depth of learning that you have engaged with these learning materials and that you are writing at a high academic level. I think 200 to 300 words, per topic. This should be, 3 to 4 paragraphs in length. Make sure to cite your resources. Then you're going to get into kind of showing what you've done. So here you're just going to copy and paste the picture or the link or the image of whatever it is that you've created. If you did something in a classroom that involved more human connection, get some images of that if you can, or be very descriptive and very verbose with text. That is also appropriate. Then describe who you shared your prototype with. Be very clear about this. If you shared it with students, great. What did those students, what age were they? What is their demographic? Why did you choose this group of students and not another different group of students? So be very, very specific about this. Then what feedback did you receive? So from each person that you tried this prototype on, and if it's a group, just pick 3 people. Look for things like what was their body language, what were some of the things that they said, how did they respond to this. So this is anecdotal data collection, but it's still a data collection nonetheless. Then part 4, you're going to go into feedback usability. So how can you use this feedback to then iterate, meaning go back, modify, and make it even better. Considering that all the feedback that you got in part 2, share how this can be better. We all want our product to be perfect the first time around, but this process is there to help you understand that your product is not intended to be perfect the first time around, and nor is it ever going to be perfect the first time around. So what are you going to do to make those things better that need to be better? Then communicate your ideas. So again, you're going to meet with your supervisor. I hope that you plan early on to meet with your supervisor so that way you can get on their schedule and set up a decent amount of time to actually meet with them. So gather that feedback and then have a way to present it to your supervisor so that way they can see the progress that you're making. And then they can share ideas with you on different pivots that you need to make, maybe some changes that you can make based on data, and then, of course, log all of that feedback. We have 2 modules to go, folks. So I really want you to dig in here, get this really squared away, make sure that you are giving it a lot of good thinking and a lot of time. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And of course, there's your rubric. This is how you will be assessed. Continue with your yellow dig conversations. And then also, of course, your timesheet. Make sure that you are going in and doing your timesheet. Make sure that you are giving good summaries of your time and what you're doing and who you're meeting with and what you're just really just give us a clear snapshot of what you're doing. Other than that, I hope you are all doing well. We've got 2 weeks to go. We are on the tail end of this thing. I love the work that I'm seeing. I think that there are some great still some great opportunities for growth in these last few weeks, but right now is the time to really bear down, get it done, and looking forward to seeing everybody on the other side of this. Have a wonderful evening, and looking forward to Module 13.